You guys ready to get started? All right, I'm so glad you're here. I love this. This is our first time doing this ceremony. So we'll see if it turns into a tradition and see what happens. But as I look around the room, I see a lot of really awesome people. You guys are fantastic. I see some student workers that help keep our department running. I see a lot of people that have a lot of tenacity through all of those hard classes and some of the easier ones, right? And then maybe I see some research students. Research is hard, right? Okay. And I see maybe some ping pong champions. A couple of you out there. But why are we here today? We're here because you guys completed organic. That's hard, right? It's a weed out class. Yes, give yourself a hand for that. You guys are awesome. You're awesome. Oh, like we let lots of people do organic without celebrating them. Why? We're like, we needed an opportunity to celebrate you guys. I feel like we don't celebrate you enough. So your faculty, we looked at you guys and we realized your accomplishments and we wanted to recognize them. So fantastic job. You guys have all completed. Some of you guys survived and some of you guys thrived. So good for you on that. You guys did great. But today we wanted to celebrate you and see what's all happening. I loved how Dr. Reed put it. Dr. Reed, when I told him about the ceremony, he's like, you need to tell them they survived something hard, but then it gets harder. I'm like, yep, that's true, right? Okay, those of you that are going to peek in know what I'm talking about. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about genealogy. So I have a chemical genealogy, and you guys too. What is your chemical genealogy? You have chemical parents and grandparents. What are you talking about? So my PhD mentor, for instance, was Dr. David Klippel. He was a fantastic human who really made you so patient, okay? And then he forced me to grow, forced me to just work really hard and become an independent researcher. And then I think about Dr. Delaware and Dr. Walker, and they were my calculus teachers. And they almost convinced me to go to the dark side of mathematics. This close, okay? You each have somebody like that, okay? And if you look around the room, some of those people are in this room, okay? They really have your back. They want you to look out for you. If you know what the word faculty means, it means power, okay? You might be like, well, not like power, blah. Okay, it's power like empowering you, okay? So our job is to empower you because we know what you guys can become. Some of you are almost done. You're almost ready to graduate. We're ready to see what you're going to do next, okay? Some of you are about ready to, do 2 more years of work, okay? So you're all at different steps, but that's our goal. We want to empower you, and we're hoping to start that with a tradition, okay? So, and thinking about that, I wanted to think about a tradition that I witnessed when I went with a study abroad group to London. I'll get to Honduras in a second. I saw Kennedy like, yes, we got this, okay? But this one was in London. And so we visited the Royal Society of Chemistry. And you're like, well, that sounds snooty. Okay, when I think of Royal Society of Chemistry, I think of, some old people sipping some tea, Okay, but I don't think of a 4,000-seat lecture hall where young adults buy tickets and fight over the opportunity to sit in the lecture hall at Christmas time to hear an old dude talk about chemistry. Okay, you guys heard of Michael Faraday? Okay, that was his story, the idea behind the Christmas lecture series. And he lectured about a candle. Okay. How in the world do you fill a 4,000-seat lecture talking about a candle? Okay, well, we'll fold this out. Oh, I've got my candle in it. There's a lot of chemistry to a candle, right? We've got some capillary action as the wax comes up the wick. We have thermodynamics of all the air currents around it. We have some combustion, right? So we got some heat, some fuel, some oxygen. Okay, that's moving around. But we're chemists, so sometimes we want to add a little extra something to it, right? So that's just water and feed coloring. We also want to add some citric pressure. Okay. So, if we're going to add alcohol to the mix.
Did Faraday wear goggles?
Probably not. I can guarantee you he did not. Okay, so I've got some alcohol to the mix. And what I want you to do is think about how your interest has been sparked in chemistry. Because every one of you guys has had it sparked at some point. Okay, think about that wonder. Think about what's happened that's made it so you are here today. And things like that, explodes all over my paper. But it could be something fantastic, something as simple as a candle that causes your interest to be excited. So things are going to get hard, whether it's in your future courses, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your life. But today I wanted to use this milestone ceremony for you guys to reflect back about, because you're stuck right now. You're in finals week about to be, right? And you're like, man, chemistry is great, okay? That's exactly what you're all thinking. But think about this. Think about things that have ignited your passion, okay? So we got things that are good. Good chemistry, we often think about, and we're like, okay, chemistry is something, when you think of good chemistry, it means you have like a cookie together, you're working together, okay? So we have things that ignite our passion, and then we have people that really help us have that good chemistry together, okay, where we work together. We do things good, we support each other, okay? The faculty supports you. You guys, I've seen you guys study together, okay? You guys have habits. You guys are creatures of habits. You're like out there in the alcove, the same place every single day, okay? You're there, you're together, okay? So whenever I think about that, I think about protection, okay? And I think about things working together and cooperating, all right? So in this case, water has a really high heat capacity, right? So it can protect us. If I just put my hand in this flame, what's going to happen to my hand? It's going to burn, okay? It's going to burn. But if I use water's protective heat capacity, even if I add a whole lot of gas, and then I light it on fire, what's going to happen?
Depends on if you're Dr. Cuddy's.
That's right. He showed you all this. That's good. Now we light it on fire. Oh, yeah. And it's protected, right? So I wanted to use this ceremony, too, to remind you about each other, okay? I've seen you guys working together. I've seen you cooperate. And you guys are always going to be stronger together, okay? So you're about to receive your lab coat here in a second. What is a lab coat? What's the symbol of it? Okay? So the whole idea behind a lab coat, it's been around for a while, okay? We always think about doctors, but chemists need a lab coat too, right? It's protection, just like the water was, okay? Back in the day, though, the original lab coats were black. Why were they black?
It looks better.
High stains, okay, very good. So they were the high stains. Why? Your first medical doctors were not the respected, esteemed profession it is today. They was called the butchering art. Why? They were reviled for how quickly they could cut off your limbs and with what kind of power. So the stronger, the more agile, the quicker they were at chopping off limbs, the better the doctor they were, right?
You were grateful for that doctor, though. You were grateful for that
Oh,
doctor.
you were, because you had a better chance of not dying, right? And then you have a black lab coat to protect so they wouldn't know what you just did, right? And then white lab coats came along. When, Dr. Mayo?
I have no idea. I can go get mine. I have a navy blue lab coat because I have made the best out of myself.
I love that. So white lab coats came about at the same time. That is germ theory. Okay. Once germ theory was happening, the idea of sterile, clean environments, the white lab coat took precedence. And chemists and scientists adopted about the same time as medical professionals. And so they wanted it to have an aura of, I am here. It was, instead of being hopeless, you were more of a hopeful. Okay. It was supposed to emit an aura of trustworthiness. And so that's what we're doing today with the lab coat. To wear well, you should conduct yourself, work ethically, responsibly, even when the results don't turn out the way you want it. Okay? But the idea is this lab coat protects us, but it's not a perfect shield. Okay? So we also still need to have that culture of safety and responsibility. Okay? So today, as you're near the end point or the middle, wherever you may be of your program or study, we're going to give you this lab coat because we do believe that you are worthy of the respect that this lab coat demands. Okay, each of you is. You all belong in chemistry. You're part of our culture. You're part of our tradition. Even if you're a minor or major, you are one of us. Okay, you belong, and we are so excited that you guys have chosen to study chemistry. Okay, so So what we're going to do, I'm now going to call each of you up front in turn, and your organic faculty are going to help you put on your lab coat. Okay? And because, like I just said a little bit ago, we do depend so much on each other, we don't need to do this as solemn if you don't want. We can cheer each other on, right? Because we're strong together. So when your name is called up, Dr. Mann and Dr. Mousies, come on up here. They will help you put on your lab coats. Dr. P, if you have hers, she's sorry she couldn't attend, okay? But they're going to help you put on your lab coats. Okay?
You're standing up here in front of all. I do it every day. I don't like it.
All right, so our first person is Wendy Cardina.
She's mine.
She gets the short pupil, I get to talk.
So I look at you. Very good. All right, Kate.
I'll let you use it next.
Steve Salesman.
All right.
He's a tall person at last.
Hold on, too tall. Water? Sir.
Next is Landon Murray.
Uh-oh.
He's throwing up, I guess.
I get he's a look kind of sexist, dear. All right. Yep.
All right, Chelsea Chapman.
I'm on to Chelsea, but she's mine.
Go. Kennedy. I did not have you for okay. You're right, take your out. I have had you in A class. All right, Brett Johnson.
I'll make it happen.
They'll stand let us.
Desiree McKeel.
Proud of you.
Catherine Hagee.
I'll leave.
Hess is also tall.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, Midge Mucinex.
Good place I never want to my cap at. Except for. Well, it's a good thing she had Dr. Buffalo. Yeah.
Mary Hendricks.
Who do you want?
Decisions.
He doesn't.
He just wants a lab coat. What it's all about, the lab coat. All right. Great.
Okay, then Emmanuel Dixon.
Yes, there you are here. Here you go.
That's what we should have done. Each question.
Right? That's great.
It worked out perfect.
We figured it out.
Now, so you just slowly dog each in, just slide yourself in.
Jessica Reba.
I've had Jessica in several classes.
Sure. Organic E classes, biochemistry classes, cross
And last but not least, Emmeline Parker. Yay, give Dr. Matthews Okay, so you look amazing. Give yourselves one final round. You guys. Okay, so you have made a commitment to the slap coat, and we would like you to make a commitment to your chemistry families as you take on this responsibility that is entrusted with the lab coat. So in med school, they take the Hippocratic Oath. It's like, do no good, blah, I mean, do no good. Do no harm. That's law school. That's right. So we kind of said a similar thing, like, I will not make any glassware shatter, I'll not make any explosions, but accidents happen, right? So what we're gonna do, I want to go back to Faraday's candle, the other side. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make, we're gonna think back to the light of the candle and how we pledge to carry that flame of knowledge, if you would, forward, brightening the world a little bit more because of chemistry and because of your presence in it. Okay, and so if you're willing. If you want to stand up with me, this one's a little cheesy, but it's off the bed. I hope. We'll see. So we're going to read the words together. Let's just see how. All right, as a proud member of the chemistry community, I will carry this flame of knowledge forward.
Becky, kindly, bravely, with appropriate EBE. I will encourage my fellow chemists, mighty men and women are capable, clever, and absolutely belong in chemistry. I accept this lab coat as a symbol of trust and responsibility, and it's proof that I've tried the first few years of chemistry.
So helpful. All right, and with that, we're going to take a photo in a minute. But that's all I have for you guys. There is some cookies and some hot cocoa up there. I want you all to give yourselves a big round of applause.